I am Maria Garcia de Fleury. We can say that Advent, with its 4 weeks, has three parts. First, prepare to celebrate and contemplate the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem, his coming in the flesh, full of humility and poverty. Then, live in the present of our daily lives, the presence of Jesus Christ in us and through us in the world. Always live vigilantly, walking in the ways of the Lord in justice and love. And as a third aspect, we prepare for the second coming of Christ in the majesty of his glory, giving an experiential meaning to Christian faith and hope. From the first of the 4 weeks of Advent, each person or family begins by lighting the first candle of the Advent wreath. Some families let different members light a candle each week and say a prayer. The most important thing is that the candles remind you of the overflowing hope, peace, joy, and love that the birth of Jesus means to each one of us. In the second week, being very aware of the hope and joy of the coming of Christ, it is time to prepare ourselves. Conversion is the predominant note of the preaching of John the Baptist, who said, "Prepare the way, Jesus is coming." And what better way to prepare it than by seeking a reconciliation with God now? It is time to reconcile with the people around us, to reconcile ourselves with God and go to the sacrament of reconciliation, confession, that restores the friendship with God. Thus, we will be well prepared internally, uniting ourselves with Jesus and the brothers in the Eucharist. In the third week of Advent, let us think about the testimony of the Virgin who is preparing to be the mother of Jesus and who is always willing to help and serve those who need her. The Gospel relates the visit of the Virgin to her cousin Elizabeth, and we can say with Elizabeth, "Who am I that the mother of my Lord comes to see me?" We suggest that you encourage devotion to Mary, praying the Rosary as a family. The fourth week of Advent, we begin to hear more strongly the announcements of the birth of Jesus in the family of Joseph and Mary. Having reconciled ourselves with God and with our brothers, now we only have to wait for the big party. As a family, we are called to live this time of harmony, brotherhood, and joy for the birth of the Savior of the world. All preparations for the party should be lived in this environment with the firm purpose of accepting Jesus in our hearts, families, and communities. There are different quotes in the Bible that talk about the people preparing for sacred festivals. This is basically what we do in Advent, preparing to receive the Lord. The prophet Isaiah predicted that Christ would come and taught God's people how they should prepare. Tell those who are cowardly in heart, "Be strong, do not fear. Look at our God who is coming to save us." This invitation becomes increasingly urgent as Christmas approaches, enriched by the exhortation to prepare the heart to welcome the Messiah. With all this, we see that spending time preparing to receive Christ was normal in the biblical stories, and it is today because we're talking about the coming of God to earth, and with God, we always win.